think we just need to be a bit more clinical and ruthless in front of goal. Slightly more tidy, aware of the counter-attacks, but ultimately just need to finish our chances. What would you say, Nick?
Absolutely. Go for it. Try and put their foot down on the throat of Aston Villa. There are goals in this Manchester City team and all to play for in the second half. Final day of the season in the FA Women's Super League. It is Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 1. Do make sure you rejoin us for second half commentary as we hand you back to the studio.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. So City lead Villa at the break 1-0, but the news from Old Trafford is not good. Chelsea are currently beating Manchester United 4-0. Yeah, you can never rely on Manchester United to do anything for you. 4-0 Chelsea are leading. So that would mean in the second half, if the score was to stay the same at Old Trafford, City would need to beat Villa 7-0 as it stands. So, I'm gutted, Tash, because I really got my hopes up.
I know, look, you know, Michael said you can't rely on anyone in terms of they're not going to roll over or mentality as a player, you're going out to win, but then you see 4-0 and it doesn't really look like United are going to score, and they've won a trophy. Are they on holiday already? I don't know. I don't think I've ever felt so flattened with City winning 1-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's tough, but, you know, we always knew this was going to happen. So it's unfortunate that it was in City's hands against Arsenal, I think.
I did say straight away, didn't I, that I felt like when you've won the trophy, from a Manchester United perspective, how are you going to be? But that's a really poor performance.
Yeah.
Do you know, in the first half, 4-0, I mean, relying on somebody is one thing, but ultimately we've talked about being professional, doing the job done, courtesy to finish off in the right way, and they've been blown away and nowhere near good enough. On the other point, you've got to look and say, right, was job getting done from a City perspective? Yes. Chances wasted, for sure. But, you know, you're on the way to somewhere where you needed to be. But unfortunately, at times when you're relying on others, this is what we talked about, and you can't ultimately control that. You've just got to keep going, get as many goals as you possibly can, have a strong second half. And in football, it doesn't look great at this moment in time. You never say never. You've got to just go and make sure you finish on a real high and be as strong and sort of as ruthless as you can in that second half.
Yeah, and I always expected Chelsea to win. I just didn't expect it to be this big because they're playing at Old Trafford. You think that'd give them a little bit of pride. But anyway, if we focus on City, so City 1-0 up at the break. We'll talk about all the chances in a minute, but the goal came from Mary Fowler. I thought it was a lovely move, great assist from Lauren Hemp and a nice finish by her as well, Tash.
Yeah, and I thought that came at the right time, probably for City. They were, you know, on the front foot for a lot of the game. But again, I go back to what I said pre-game. Without Bunny Shaw, it looks like City right now are needing at least 6, 7, 8 chances before they score a goal. And I think that's happening. You know, Michael's willing them on the girls. They can get 3 or 4, but you've got to be a little bit more clinical. We've seen 2 really good chances before half-time. They should be scoring those goals, which puts, you know, the girls 3 goals up, which potentially only leaves another 2 goals for them to try and get. So
it is one of those, isn't it? The chances were created and getting into some good positions, obviously hitting the woodwork, deep crosses, runs into the box, getting strikes away.
Blocked crosses.
But you, as you said, you know, when you're in those positions, and I'm not sure how much they'll be aware of the score that we talked about so much, but you got to do your job a little bit better. I mean, that's where I think Gareth will be disappointed with his team. I don't know, you think at half-time you'll go in and you say, right, guys, this is what we've got to do next. We've got to be a little bit more composed in front of goal. Yeah,
I think they would have known before the game that they need to score goals, and I think that's where I think Sean Goto will probably have to say to the girls, look, you're getting the chances, but at some point you have to show that you're able to be a little bit more clinical. There's times where the girls are just snatching a lot of shots, whereas...
Is that because of the situation, though? So, like, you're desperate to try and do as well as you possibly can because you know what's
potentially,
at stake?
But we saw this, didn't we, against Arsenal? It was the same type of situations the girls were getting in. They must have created 4 or 5 chances in the first half, and they only scored 1, which was from a rebound from Lauren Hemp. So you have to look at it. Is it a strength? And if there is potential games in the future that they might need to give Bunny Shaw a rest or she gets injured, at some point, who's going to take over that goal scoring? Because that's what Chelsea are really good at. Sam Kerr did an ACL, got injured. They brought in Ramirez, who was been a goal-scoring machine since she's come into the WSL. So I think that's where City have to strengthen, but then it's on the other girls, they have to be a bit more clinical, I think.
Yeah, because there's certainly been enough chances in that first half for City for it to have been 4 or 5-0. In terms of Villa, what have you made of them in the first half, Tash?
Yeah, it's what I expected of the girls. I think they were always going to be dangerous on the counter. I think if Rach Daly and Kenza Daly can link up a little bit more, we saw, I think Kenza got a shot off just before the half-time. That's the only chances I think they'll really get. I think it's just down to City whether, if they don't take their chances, Aston Villa only need one chance and they could score. And then you're looking at it and, you know, it could be a draw. So I think it's all down to City, really. Villa are just playing how I expected them to play.
And we know that the City fans know, because we could see when they were panning to the crowd that they obviously know. The players will be made aware at half-time, I expect. Michael, is that going to make the shoulders slump or make them play with more freedom?
I just think there'll be a disappointing first. When you walk in and you're made aware of that scoreline, you'd be like, well, what can we do? We always expected them to go on and win that game. But then it's just your reaction. This is football. This is the modern day game now. You have to find something different. Adversity comes your way. You talk about in a winning position, the Arsenal game. Things change, emotions. Yet again, you're on a high, you score a goal, you go back in and realise you haven't put your chances away. Then you find out that devastating news. And what the manager now and his coaching staff will be saying, right, let's go and set an example. Let's go and show that we're all about. And then from then on, I think you've got to do what you sort of set out to do, is to go and get several goals on the road in your last game, and then whatever will be, will be. I think the disappointment was already set in, wasn't it, because of that Arsenal game. So reality will be a little bit quicker.
Thank you for sending in your WhatsApp questions. There's loads of them that have come in, as always. Megan has got straight to the point and asked, what do you think we need to change at half-time?
I've got an idea.
Go on.
The score at Old Trafford.
Great.
There's nothing you can't change. You're doing your own job. Unfortunately, it's out of your control. You know, I think they've got everything. You know, they've got the game plan's working so far. You've created chances. You're winning the game.
It's just that clinical edge. I think, again, I wouldn't really change too much because they're getting in the right areas, they're getting crosses, they're getting pullbacks, they're getting shots off. It's just they've got to be more clinical. They've had 2 blocked shots, like, pretty much on the line. They've hit the woodwork. At some point, these are going to come back and bite you that you least expect. So, for me, the only thing that you can physically change is, do you push another body up top, potentially go 3 at the back? I don't know, is because, again, are they going to now chase the game and try and score 5 goals? I don't know. It's a difficult situation. There's not much you can change because they're playing quite well.
I would like to see Steph Horton come on. I'd like to see Steph in a City shirt again before the end of this game. Demi has asked, what do you think Gareth's going to change going into next season? So Demi's kind of looking ahead, and you mentioned goal scorer. You'd like another goal scorer? Yeah,
I was reading on Twitter recently, and I know probably a lot of fans have probably been made aware that Miedema is a free agent. So leaving Arsenal at the end of the season, I think she would be a pretty good outfit for Man City. I think if they can get her, unbelievable.
How do you think she's not re-signed with Arsenal?
I'm unsure. Maybe Arsenal want to go down a different path. I think maybe there's other talent that they believe is better than her. I'm not sure, but you know, Miedema can play as a 10. She can play as a 9, maybe alongside Bunny Shaw. Play as a 10, play a deeper midfielder. You got Jill Root to still come back. Yeah, I think potentially year to year first, guys. Miedema.
I like that.
City, yeah.
Tash the scout. Goal scorer for you as well? Do you think another goal scorer?
Yeah, I think if you ask Gareth Taylor, he knows exactly the position. He knows it well. You always want 1 or 2 at the top of the pitch who can be the difference at times. If you get that injury, game changing, can you change your setup slightly? Might not necessarily be. It might be someone who's a little bit shorter, quicker, that can get around and play off Bunny Shaw. So I think it's not time for that at this moment in time to see where you're going to reflect. I think that the club and that particular team has grown so much, I think the support as well is getting better and better. And I feel like the network, the recruitment, and that ability to go and strengthen the squad will be increasing, and rightly so, because you're within touching distance of getting titles, and I think that's what's been important. I think still the building of the particular team, not necessarily just going spending money here and there, getting particular signings. I think it's that infrastructure all around getting stronger, and I think that's what we're seeing at the football club.
Oh, very, very much, yeah, very, very much. Of course, the new training facilities dedicated for the women will start to build soon as well. And I love this question, this last question just for now, that's coming from Ryan. I love it when we ask non-football questions to y'all, because I'm a bit nosy as well, Ryan. Do Michael and Tash have any plans for the summer? So what are you doing when there's no football?
Do you want to go first?
You'd be going to the Euros now, wouldn't you?
I might have a little trip out to the Euros. That'd be nice, yeah. I always go to Wales, to Abersoch. I spend a lot of time down there in the summer.
Lovely,
really love it.
Lovely country, is a lovely.
Yeah, so it's not so much the country. I just really like that. No, do you know what? I love going there actually. Abersoch, North Wales. We spend a big part of the summer there. We've got some nice events. We've got a nice wedding. So it's nice and a bit of a change from football, away from week in, week out. But you do.
But you're going to support Kyle at some point?
Yeah, I'll be going out at some point to go see Kyle. So how the Euros are getting on, get the kids and go. So hopefully that'll be a success. But at the moment in time, it's like one of those, isn't it? At this time of the season now, you're looking into the summer, but you know there's still stuff ahead. This is important, this game today. Tomorrow for the football club is so important.
Final.
And then that cup final. Champions League game as well. Have a little look and an eye on that. And then ultimately, we're ready for a huge tournament in the summer. So I look forward to it. So anywhere exotic for you?
Talking of weddings, he's not coming to my wedding.
Are you getting married this
I'm
summer?
getting married in August.
Oh, fabulous.
Well, you could come
look
if you
forward
want.
to it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's in England then, is it?
No, it's in Wales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so getting married in August, which is amazing.
Before the season starts?
I'm retired, remember? So I can do whatever I want. No, so it'll be before...
But if you want to take football friends...
Yeah, football
that's
friends.
That's a bit of a tricky one if it's in August, depending
No,
on
I think
start.
they'll have some time off. I've already invited some.
Okay.
They already know. They're already away. But yeah, getting married in August. But I'm sure we'll probably put our honeymoon around all the city fixtures and stuff like that. So, because with Emily, my partner, it goes City, the dog, then me. So, but I'm all right with that.
Oh, your partner's a City fan?
Yeah, they're from Wythenshawe.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. City, dog, you. I feel like that's the right kind of... I think everybody watching will be nodding along to that. Yeah. Any chance of there being any City elements of the wedding?
Potentially a table named Man City, because the theme is clubs that we've played for, so...
I love that. Is your partner a footballer as well?
Yeah, but, didn't play for Man City or anything. But yeah, no, she plays decent level.
OK, I love that. I can see it now. City named. We want pictures. We want pictures after the wedding. Congratulations. See, Ryan, that was a great question when we asked non-football things. Right, the teams are back out. Hey, do you know what? I feel like City could score 6 goals in the second half, so don't switch off yet, everybody. Crazier things have happened. Manchester United might score a goal and we might get 6. So we'll be here back at full time. Regardless, we'll be celebrating an incredible season for our women's team. So back over to the City app if you're not watching on there now, and you'll get your full second half commentary. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, welcome back for second half commentary. Latest scores in Women's Super League. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. Relegated Bristol City 0, Everton 2, Leicester City 0.